after I posted the video last week about walking being the perfect exercise and how too little exercise is not good for you as well as too much exercise is not good for you, I had a lot of questions about, can I actually do my sport that I really love again? So you ready for my definitive ultimate answer? It depends. I know, it's a terrible answer, but unfortunately it really depends on a number of factors. First of all, if you're in an active autoimmune state where you're feeling symptoms or you have a flare or you haven't healed properly to begin with, I would cut back and not necessarily do anything that's too strenuous or that works yourself too hard without adequate recovery time. So like if you're doing CrossFit 6 times a week, you might want to cut back to like 1 or 2 times a week. Even if you're training for like a triathlon, like an Ironman or a half marathon or marathon, you may want to cut back. Maybe not do it right now during the season. Maybe think about doing it later after you've healed. It really depends on how you feel and really what your goals are. It's like, for example, I have tried several times to start running again, and every time I do, I get sick, like physically sick, where I get a cold or the flu or something like that. And I think that's my body telling me not to do this. And so that's why I pretty much have like really cut back and only done walking, and I feel comfortable with that now. But you may be able to start gradually adding stuff back in and feeling great after a period of time where you've healed. There are ways you can get around it, and I understand where like something like this, maybe like training for a marathon or something, is your life because that's what you know and that's all your friends do and your whole entire group of friends, that's what it all centers around, and I get it because I've been there. However, you really have to figure out what's more important, your health or your sport right now. If these people are truly your friends, they will be your friends even if you can't do these particular activities with them. Maybe not train for that particular marathon right now, but go out and do like a easy training run with them once a week or something to try to keep up. Or just go out to like a happy hour with them and drink some seltzer water or something. You know, there are ways around it. So it's not like the end of your life is happening right now. And maybe next year you can go ahead and do it. If you do want to do your sport again though, I would actually treat it just like a reintroduction of food. If you've done like the autoimmune paleo diet, you have to reintroduce foods one at a time and wait 72 hours to a week to see if you have any negative effects from them after you've done the elimination portion of the diet. So this is where if you're going to reintroduce activity, you can try to get through the whole part where all the foods that you want to reintroduce have been reintroduced properly and you feel great, you feel fantastic, you have no ill symptoms, and then try to introduce a little bit of that activity. Kind of do it the same way where you do like 5-10 minutes of something, see if you have any negative reactions, and then try to do like a longer activity. If you're going out for a run, like do it a mile-long run, then wait a few days, and then try another mile-long run or start adding to it. But just keep a lot of time in between, active recovery, just anything that you can do so that you're not constantly taxing your system. If you are going to start training again for like an endurance event, these are things where you may not want to follow normal training plans where they have you do maybe like 2 workouts a day, or you start to gradually ramp up on your training. You may want to build in a lot more recovery and rest days than what you may be used to. I know you still can do well when you have a lot more recovery than you may expect, because I tried in the last marathon I tried. And you can also work with like heart rate training to make sure that you're staying within a certain zone and not exceeding it, because a lot of people tend to train too high. So if you can work on trying to stay under that lactic acid threshold, that may help as well. There's a lot of research out there and a lot of people that can help. Ben Greenfield is a really good resource. Just Google him, or I might put a link below. And he is a triathlete who really works with paleo and keto diets and everything. And he really emphasizes taking a lot of rest and recovery. And he's been able to do Ironman with hardly any training. And not necessarily that you should do that, but at least you may be able to get some ideas from him if this is something that you want to pursue again in your life. But I do caution you to really think about, why are you doing this sport? Is it because you love it truly, or is it because all your friends are doing it? Or are you doing it because you feel like you have to? Is this like an ideal that you feel like you want to look a certain way or something like that? Because there are other ways that you can get to that. Just don't keep following that faulty belief that you can out-exercise a bad diet, or that you can only lose weight because you're doing marathons or something like that. It's not true. You can do so many different things. I mean, I'm pretty much maintaining a weight that I feel comfortable at via just walking and doing bar workouts, like ballet workouts, once a week, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I do some hiking and some other things, but I've pretty much stayed where I want to be just from walking, so it's possible. Just stay away from all of those inspirational quotes on Instagram and Pinterest and everything that say you have to be able to throw up to get better and to, work harder, and you're not doing it right if like you don't feel like you're gonna throw up, or where you can't walk the next day, because those are just, they're hurting everyone by doing that. I mean, maybe if you're an Olympian, but for the general majority of us, that is just hurting us. We cannot hustle too hard and all this, it's not gonna be beneficial for us. My motto these days is work smart, play hard, relax harder, and eat real food. All right, that's it for today. I will not be posting on Friday because we'll be car camping this weekend. Yay! I loved backpacking, but car camping just seems so much easier. So much more stuff though. If you're interested in what I do when I go paleo car camping, I have a video that I will link right here. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday. Man, it's bright out here.